everyone. It is Friday live Q&A day. It's good to be back. I am sorry I missed last week. I was at a conference. I tried to post so you guys could see where I was, what I was doing. So I'll give you guys a moment to jump on in the live, but it was last week was a fantastic week. It was very inspirational. I was with amazing health and wellness professionals that are really changing the face of medicine and changing the food in our country and the all of the issues that many of you complain about with healthcare. I had the absolute pleasure of being on stage with Dr. Mark Hyman, who has been pivotal in helping to change medicine from the inside and really bringing functional and integrative and naturopathic medicine to the forefront. So it was a pleasure to finally meet him and to be surrounded by so many people that are really trying to benefit your health. I think doctors often we get a bad rap because the system has kind of failed the doctors as well, right? Being guided by insurance companies and told what we can or can't do. And so when you get a group of really like forward thinking physicians together, it is really empowering. I'm actually optimistic about the future of our health. In fact, I read something this morning which made me happy. So you guys may or may not be aware, but they're doing Senate hearings on the food in our country, which needs to happen because we are feeding our kids and ourselves a bunch of processed chemicals, dyes, and other countries don't allow this, by the way. And I'm sure for any of you that follow like Food Babe and people that look at them comparing Fruit Loops, you know, the Fruit Loops in Europe to the Fruit Loops in America, we are laden with sugars and I just got a text, which is weird. It didn't cut me off on Instagram, right? Am I good? Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Sometimes it does that. So anyway, we are laden with sugars and dyes and junk in our food and pesticides and just all of this stuff. And there is no regulation on it. And yet we're getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. And I think this is multifactorial. I think that we've got the food coming in that's causing stress to the system and problems with the system. And then we have stress just in general. And from the inside, the healthcare is not necessarily helping us with preventative or regenerative disease. It's looking at treating the symptom to prolong life, but not improve quality of life. So we've got a multifactorial health crisis going on here. Right. So there was a bill. I haven't read fully into it, but it looks like it was passed in California, I think in the last couple of days, that they are banning the use of food dyes in school lunches. So I just want to commend that because that needs to happen. Like, this is ridiculous. And it goes on. I was reading the article and it goes on to say that the FDA does not recognize any link between food dyes and hyperactivity or autism. But I can tell you, and I'm sure any of you out there that have kids that have attention issues or that autistic, you guys all know when you remove dyes and processed foods from the diet, you see an improvement. And it makes sense because putting toxins in a body that's already overstimulated is not going to help the physiology, right? It's just not. So I just wanted to open up with that. Am I good on Instagram? I feel like I lost something there when there was a text that came through. Can you guys give me a thumbs up or a heart or something? Just let me know that I'm still rolling. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know you guys over here on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook are doing all right because I just got a comment from Steve. So anyway, this is a live Q&A. So that means that I love to hear from you guys. I have so much going on in the world of Dr. Pingle. First of all, for years, you have all been asking me for recommendations of supplements, and you've been asking for me, what can I take for this and for that? And how can I buy these really high quality supplements? I have officially moved my storefront over to a store that incorporates more than just my private Total Health Apothecary line. So first of all, let's all applaud to that. Yes, I'm so excited. So you want oil of oregano? I got it. You want certain gut healing stuff? I got it. You want some digestive enzymes? I got it. So you don't just have to buy, thank you for the heart. You don't just have to buy Total Health Apothecary now. You can buy all of it, every bit of it, whatever you want. And I'm going to continue to add more and more to that store. There's infrared lights, there's castor oil packs, there's cleaning products. And I am every single week adding more and more and more. So yay. Can I get a yay? Are you guys excited? You guys have given me such amazing feedback over the past year or two. And I just recently sent out a survey, and I want to thank personally all of you that took the time to answer it. I'm going to put it up in the next few days also here on social media so more of you can give me your feedback, because here's how I build my business. I listen to you and what you want. And for years now, you guys are like, Dr. Pringle, when are you going to have a supplement store that has everything on it? So here it is. So same link, same place. You can go to my link in bio. You can go straight to Total Health Apothecary. You can go to my website and find a link to it at drpingle.com, and you can shop. Now, full disclosure, still in development on the homepage. So it's going to be a lot prettier soon, but at least it's functional. You can search the search bar. You can do drop-down menus. And if there are things that you're really looking for and you don't see it, do me a favor. Email my office. Go to my website, put an email in that says, hey, I'm really looking for X, Y, and Z, and we will see if we can add it. Deal? Are you guys not as excited as I am? Can I get some hearts or something? Like, is this cool? Or you guys are like, no, Dr. Pringle, go back to the old way. Come on. I know you're just as excited as I am. So that's really exciting. Lots of really, thank you. I got a heart. Will you have a multivitamin? I do. It's already there. I know, right? Now it's under a different brand. I just put some really high quality multivitamins in the store. So if you go in, I think you can even go to a category that says multivitamin. You can also type in multivitamin and it'll pull up some brands that have really high quality multivitamins. I only put stuff on the site that I feel is worth selling. Okay. So yes, absolutely. You guys were asking me for a private label multivitamin like 2 years ago, and I could not justify it because there wasn't going to be enough to be able to private label it. But now you can buy it. I have brands like Thorne, Designs for Health. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's probably like 60 brands on there of product. Love this. Great, Sandra. Go check it out. Total Health Apothecary. Okay, it's in my link in bio from my website. It's the same store that was there before. It just has a different back end to it. Okay, so way excited for that. You can even get Cellcore products there, which has been something I've been trying to sell to the public for a while. A lot of you that were following my journey with my 4-month detox and asking, what am I taking? What supplements are those? Guess what, guys? They are all there. So we're going to start doing some promotions for you guys. We're going to start doing some emails on this, talking about what new products are there and trying to give you some incentive. We have some bundles up there right now, constipation bundle, adrenal bundle. I have an amazing bundle that I want to tell you guys about, and then I'm going to start taking questions. So start putting them down there. So far, I only have one. So it's cold and flu season. And so what I get asked a lot, and honestly, what I tell my patients, I have this list that I've given to my patients for years. What should you have in your medicine cabinet to be prepared to fight cold and flu naturally? Does anyone want to know? I'll wait. If I get a lot of hearts, I'll tell you. Otherwise, I'm not going to tell you. Let's see what we get. Does anyone want to know what to keep in your medicine cabinet on the natural front in the case that you get a cold or flu? Anyone? Wow, you guys are quiet today. Quiet. Where are y'all? You want me to tell you anyway, or should I just keep it a secret? I'll relay Steve stuff and we'll see if people are like, yes, tell me. Scenario, PCP refers me to urologist over slightly elevated PSA. Urologist immediately orders biopsy. No manual examination, MRI, or updated PSA are ever performed. UA was performed, but results were never shared. Does this smell right to you? No, it's actually breaks my heart, Steve. If I'm honest, that absolutely breaks my heart. First of all, there should have been a manual examination. If the prostate is not enlarged and there's no abnormality on manual examination of the prostate, there would be no reason to get a biopsy. you would rescreen the PSA because other things raise PSA, right? So that's sad. The next step, MRI, is a great way to go. There's a lot of different options of what you can do. You can ultrasound. You can do a lot of things prior to having to stick a needle in the prostate, which, by the way, there's a lot of studies on that saying that if there is even a small amount of cancer, which, by the way, prostate cancer is not typically a huge threat to your life. Most men live a very long time with that. But when you start poking it with needles, that's probably not a good thing for spreading the cancer, right? So that's sad, Steve. That breaks my heart, truly does. I know you, so I know that you probably stood up as your own patient advocate, as your own self-advocate, and stated your thoughts on that. And so I really hope you held to your guns and you stated your thoughts on that. If you need a recommendation for a naturopathic urologist, I have one. So reach out to my office and we will get it to you, okay? All right, finally, Maria wants to know what I use for cold and flu. Well, here's what I did. I put a bundle together with everything that I recommend my patient should have in their medicine cabinet. And you can go through, you can order it all, or you can pick and choose what you need based on what you have. It is called Dr. Pingle's Medicine Cabinet, and it is on Total Health Apothecary right now under the bundle section. So you can see what that is and you can order it. And so, yes, so there you go. No more questions. Where is everyone today? I take a week off and you guys are like, see ya, Pingle. You guys, I'm going to be out of town next week as well, but I actually should still be able to come live, just so you all know. That's the plan. So I'll be in a different location, but that's all right. All right, no questions? Are we out? So one of the other things that many of you wrote on the survey was that you would love more masterclasses and you would love more education, and that the budget is tight right now, right? With the economy and whatnot, which I 100% agree with and understand. So I'm building a lot of things for you right now that are low cost and hopefully incredibly valuable for you. So I hear you. I'm building it. I have an amazing team right now helping me build it. And I will continue to add more based on your feedback. So when you guys show up to these lives and you give me what you want and you answer my surveys and you write back in emails and tell me stuff, it really, I'm so grateful for all of you just for showing up and being here and wanting to just go on this journey with me. So cool. Facing muscular pains, any recommendations? Can you expand on that? So when you say muscular pains, just meaning that all over the whole body is just sore. Now, obviously, I can speak to that. Obviously, you're not a client. I don't know your whole health history. I don't know if there's overlapping things. I don't know if you're on any medications, right? These are all things to be looked at by your provider. In general, though, I will say that the population as a whole, over 80% of people, mostly legs, great. Over 80% of people are deficient in magnesium. And when you're deficient in magnesium, you have a lot of problems with muscle contraction. So very tight, knee-tight muscles. There are a couple things you can try with that. Once again, I don't know. There could be medications causing this. There could be underlying disease. That I cannot speak to on a live Q&A. But what I can tell you is that magnesium can often help quite a bit. I have tons of magnesium on my store, okay, Total Health Apothecary. So I have a powder, my Total Health Apothecary line that's awesome because you can adjust it real easily. If you want a capsule, I also offer capsules on my store as well. Magnesium glycinate would be what I would recommend for that. Also, there are topical magnesiums. And actually, if my team's on the call, can you guys make a note to see if we can add a topical magnesium to the store if we haven't already? It's called Magnagel by Designs for Health. There's a couple different ones. Trace Minerals also makes a magnesium lotion, but you can rub it on your legs like before bed, particularly if you have a lot of restless legs at night. You can rub it directly on the muscles. I do this often after dance class because I'm like, my neck is like all out of whack and everything. So I put magnesium on it. So those would be some suggestions. Obviously, hydration, really important. Half your body weight in ounces always at minimum. So if you are 200 pounds, you need 100 pounds of water minimum per day. If you're a coffee drinker, every cup of coffee, add another cup of water, right? If you drink alcohol, which I wouldn't recommend if you have a lot of muscle aches and pains, but let's say you do, it's okay, no judgment. 2 glasses of water per alcohol. Okay? Does that help? You guys are way quiet. Steve, you're getting a second opinion next week. Good. Don't let them bully you around. Maria Rose, go to Total Health Apothecary, look at the Dr. Pingle medicine cabinet bundle, and that'll have a list of everything I have. Now, I saw someone say honey. I also add honey. I don't think I have a Manuka honey on the site yet, but honey is a great thing to have. Also, Epsom salts for Epsom salt baths can be a great thing as well to have on hand, especially if you end up with a fever. So those are some things that I buy, at the grocery store or the pharmacy that I add in there that I don't think are on the store yet. So. What else do you guys want to know? And challenge me. I was challenged last night in dance class. I guess I'll talk about that. So as you guys know, I take 4 hours a week of dance. And on Mondays, it's very choreography focused, which is fun. But you learn a little bit, then you do it to music. Then you learn a little bit, then you do it to music. So Mondays are a lot about musicality and figuring out how to move to music. And on Thursdays, I do a really kind of like hard cardio hip hop class, which isn't really about the routine, more about just pushing my cardio fitness. And then the second class I take is an R&B class. And what he did last night scared the crap out of me when I walked in, because he said, we're going to learn a whole routine with counts, like 6 or 7, 8 counts with counts only, and never hear the music until the end. And then we're going to try to put it to the music and musicality. And I thought, there's no way. Like, my brain doesn't do that, right? I can't learn 8 counts and then remember them all and then put the music on and do it. And I am very proud to say I freaking did it. Not without a lot of self-doubt. And I'll tell you, if I would have held that self-doubt in the beginning, I caught myself saying, yes, you can do this, Trisha. Like, just, who cares? Who cares if you don't get it? Whatever, like, just do it. And I did it. It's amazing how much our mindset can change what we do, isn't it? Like, my son had a calculus test today, and unfortunately, it's really hard. Like, it's just, they're all struggling with the content, which is typical. And he had a football game last night. He didn't get home until 11:30, and he was studying till like 1 a.m. And he's been studying all week, so it's not like he was cramming. And he got up this morning and he's like, well, I'm probably going to fail this. And I said, oh, no. That is not where we're walking into the test with. We are not doing that. You go in, take a deep breath, the material. If it happens to be at the F in the end, whatever. But don't go in there already deciding, nope, I'm going to fail. And I think we do this with our health a lot. Would you guys agree? We get a diagnosis or we have a symptom and we just get so wrapped around the negative of it. We're going to have this forever. Oh, it's never going to go away. Oh, there's just nothing I can do. I just feel awful. I just wake up and I feel awful. Don't tell your body that. Tell your body, this is a challenge I'm going to grow from, and I'm going to learn from, and I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to listen to you, right? These little things make a huge impact on your health. So don't forget that, okay, guys? Elderberry. Adding into the list of things to have in your cabinet. Yeah. I don't know if I have elderberry in the bundle, but I absolutely have it on the store. And there's some kids lines on the store too. For those of you that were looking for elderberry for pediatrics and things like that, castor oil packs for pediatrics, those are on the store too. Pediatric probiotics, multivitamins. So you mamas and daddies out there that want some stuff for your kids, those are also on the store now too. Vitamin D3. Yeah, that's on there. I take vitamin D2 because I never saw a vegan D3. Now I heard there's a D3 plant-based vitamin. What is the difference? Okay, well, first of all, my vitamin D3 is vegan. So that's not true at all that there aren't vegan vitamin D3. So when you do go to my store, and then I'll answer the second part of your question and I'll repeat it for everyone. But she says she's taking D2 because she can't find a vegan D3. I can come up with 1,000 vegan D3s, mine being one of them. So when you go to Total Health Apothecary, look at the Total Health Apothecary brand. It's right on the front page. There's a D3 in there that's absolutely vegan. Now I heard, okay, what is the difference between the plant-based D3 and D2? So the difference is vitamin D is a pathway, right? So vitamin D goes from D1 to D2 to D3, okay? D1 to D2 requires sun, and it happens in our skin. So when people say, oh, I'm increasing my, vitamin D levels by being outside, you're actually increasing your D2 levels because you're taking D1, which is what the body's manufacturing, and you're converting it into D2 with the addition of sun. From D2, it has to go to D3. Here's where the complication happens is if you have a ton of stress, your body won't convert D2 into D3 as well, which is pretty much all of us right now. If you have overgrowth of bacterial flora or you have problems in your gut, there's a lot of problems with converting D2 into D3. In fact, one of the ways that I kind of get an idea of whether someone has a small intestinal bacterial overgrowth or SIBO or some sort of flora issue in their gut is I compare D2 to D3 levels. Because if they have tons of D2 and they have no D3, it tells me it's not converting into D3. So I need to look at the pathways that are associated with the conversion. Does that make sense? So when you take D2, if you don't have a well-functioning machine, if your assembly line that I talk about all the time that has step after step after step after step, if that is not intact, what happens is the D2 can't convert into D3. So then you're taking a supplement that is actually causing more stress on the body because it's causing a backup in the assembly line, right? So really important, in my opinion, to take D3 if you find that your D3 are low. That doesn't mean that you don't also have to address why the D3 was low in the first place. You do. You have to start to work on the gut. You have to start to work on the stress response, but you can at least get the nutritional D3. And check mine out. There's tons of plant-based D3s. I disagree with that statement. I think commercially, if you're trying to find it at like, go ahead and put your question down, Garden Muse. If you are going to like your traditional just pharmacy or whatever, you may not find a plant-based D3. I agree with that because it's cheaper to just put a whole bunch of junk in it. It's way cheaper to make a vitamin with cheap ingredients and tons of fillers. So, because we source these things, right? These ingredients are sourced. So depending on the source, the higher the quality source, the more expensive it's going to be, right? Now, D3 is not expensive in general. My vitamin D3 is not expensive at all. So many doctors and pharmacists told me there were no plant-based D3. Thanks so much. I will check out the store. Yeah. Well, yeah, because the pharmacists aren't trained in that. They're trained in the pharmaceutical vitamin D. So if your doctor's like, oh, I'm writing a script for vitamin D that you pick up at the pharmacy, all of those are not plant-based. They're 100% right. But that doesn't mean you can't just buy one that's plant-based. That's ridiculous. Question didn't come through. That's weird. Try again. You can put it in different lines if you need to. I'm caught up. I see you have a big question. Keep working on it. It'll come through. I'll save a moment for you. Don't worry. I'm here. So yeah, I think you guys do. Sometimes it's important to realize that when you look at the conventional model and the pharmacists and whatnot, they're trained in a certain, they're trained on the pharmaceuticals, not on the highly nutritional nutraceuticals. That's a whole market that has its own research. So for example, my supplements in my private line, Total Health Apothecary, have been well studied. I actually provide PDFs to show you some of the studies that have to do with the reason why those ingredients were chosen. And I do this because it's important to understand that we actually do have research on natural options. It's just they're not highly funded by pharmaceutical companies. So they're going to downplay the search on that. Right? Okay, I got the question. Here we go. Okay, I'm in Tennessee. There are a lot of people trapped in their homes and helicopters are bringing them food and water. Yeah. What supplements would you recommend for people to help them? Do you think charcoal is a good idea because they are drinking water from creeks? Oh, man. First of all, my heart, I was literally just talking about this morning with a friend, like just my heart to all the people impacted right now. So if you are there and you're actually logging on and are safe and are listening to me, I just want you to know how much I feel for all of you right now being impacted by the hurricane, because it is devastating, incredibly stressful, and it's a huge grief. and a loss. And all of you know how much I've experienced grief and how much loss has been a part of who I become. And so, there's a point to answer your question with the water is at some point you're in survival mode, right? And so we're in a survival mode. You have to have water. If it comes from a creek, it comes from a creek, right? There are, now you're talking about supplements to combat that. Charcoal is a great one. There's one by Cellcore actually on my website right now called Biotoxin Binder, right? Biotoxin Binder. So B-I-O, I don't think I have it on my desk. I usually do, but B-I-O-T-O-X-I-N, Biotoxin Binder by Cellcore. I have it on my website, guys, which is a great one because it helps bind the bacterial overgrowth that can happen. That wouldn't be a bad one. I'd probably use that more than charcoal. And the reason being is, and charcoal is an option, but charcoal can also have a very strong impact on like elimination. And I think we need to make sure that we're still going to the bathroom if you can. I also, hopefully people have these. And if you don't, this is a great thing to have. There's this little contraption you can buy on Amazon where you pour water through it and it like filters all that out. It's like a camping thing. Those types of things would probably be really helpful for people, I would assume, to help them filter their water. As far as supplements, you know, I kind of come from the place where when you're in that acute stress, you don't need more stuff to worry about, right? So like part of me is like, yeah, I mean, you could put a B vitamins and vitamin C and probiotics, and most of the stuff in my Total Health Apothecary line is all indicated for stress, right? And problems and covering up stress, which would all be great. But do they need to worry about that right now? Maybe not, right? Maybe they just need to come together and just do their best and just get through this moment. And so part of me is like adding more stuff to their to-do list might be too much. I think afterwards, perhaps replenishing some of those stress related supplements. And I think vitamin C, B vitamins, mineral, probiotic. My Total Health Apothecary line is 100% formulated for stress support. So all the nutrients I have in there are indicated for stress support. All of the herbs in there are indicated to help balance. And the probiotics are there to help not only replenish the flora, but also repair the gut from stress. So it's a great line to start with. But I think it's so hard. The Life Straw, that's what it's called. Yeah. I just think there's just so much. I think what we need is love and community and support. And so I want to thank you for thinking about them in ways that you can support there as well. The generous heart. I have such an amazing community. You guys are all so amazing in just your generosity and your love and your support for one another. So thank you for just filling that hole that sometimes hits my heart. And if you are impacted by the hurricane right now, so much love to you. Yes, people are coming together. Awesome. That's all we can ask for. All we can do. So, yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to start to wrap up. The questions are so quiet today. I guess since I took a week off, you guys forgot about me. Is that what happened? You just forgot. So, but I am excited. We've been talking a lot about the store today. So if you just jumped in, Total Health Apothecary has a brand new platform, lots of options there. We're still building it. We'll be putting some stuff up on social. We'll be sending some stuff via email to kind of guide you of what types of products. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to my team. You can send a DM. You could send an email. You could go to drpingle.com, send something in. You know, I have people that are here to help you. So let them help you. I should be live next week, but I will be out of town, but I should still be able to go live. So so definitely mark calendar next week for 9:15. I have a question. What do you think about black currant seed oil? Black currant or black cumin? I take black cumin oil in a supplement also available on my store called Cytoimmune. It's an immune supplement by Cellcore. I take it every day, especially during the season. I love it more than anything. It's like my favorite. It's a black cumin oil though. So is that what you're talking about for immune health? Black currant, I haven't used a lot. I'd have to look that up. I don't know if I have a lot on the top of my brain on that one. But black cumin oil, I take. It was used a lot during the pandemic in the naturopathic world. No one would write about it, but yeah, Nigella, I believe it is. So I love it. All right. You guys have been great. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. Just want to thank you all just for coming together and for being here, and excited to jump in next week and see what you got. If there were any questions unanswered, feel free to put them in the feed below. We'll do our best to answer them. And if you have any questions at all, any way that we can help you, like reach out to my team. They're amazing. They're great. And they care a lot about all of you. So do that. And otherwise, I'm out. I'm going to go have my Friday, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Take care.